The levels we see in Star Wars include subsurface level 2685, where Anakin Skywalker remarks that he's heard from others that it isn't safe while on the way to Club Kassakar. Over 600 levels later, we reach level 2046, shown in the beginning sequences of Jedi Survivor, featuring small local shops tucked away in the slums, like Undercity Meats, Desi's Noodles, Industrialization, depots, and renovation construction sites with Imperial presence. Level 1782. Over 300 levels later, we hit a ginormous junkyard, a subsurface layer of Coruscant consisting of waste, machinery, and long lost history. During the Galactic Empire's ruling over Coruscant, a handful of refugees would construct a small village out of the waste that constantly surrounded them on this level, hoping the Empire will never search there. Level 1671 was a crime ridden urban hellscape in 34 ABY. It's depicted the underworld police investigate a botched weapon sale of stolen blasters. Level 1325 was home to Sector 19 and Hangar 18. This lower level was where Clone Arc Trooper 5s would meet with Anakin Skywalker to explain the plot to destroy the Jedi. Level 1313 was Coruscant's worst level when it came to criminal activity and gang violence, because every level above 1313 simply forgot about them. This level was home to many taverns like BGRT's, Plop Dribbles, Ronto Grill, and The Wharf. Other locations like Marty's Sister's Repair Shop and Rafa's Laundry also serve to the economics of this level. Level 1313 was also the setting of the now cut Star Wars video game called Star Wars 1313. Level 1312 was the level Asajj Ventress called home, and the level Ashoka Tano hid from the Galactic Republic. Over 1,000 levels later, we hit level 128. In 3 ABY, Lando Calrissian would escape a TIE fighter pursuit aboard the Millennium Falcon, no thanks to a colossal creature that just missed the Falcon and instead ate the TIE fighters. Level 5 was thought to truly be the last level you could physically get to on Coruscant, but a young Emmeline Holdo mentioned she flew an airspeeder through the abandoned undercity of Level 4. Level 1 was constructed 100,000 years ago, before the Battle of Yavin, and by present history it is deemed uninhabitable. Level 0 was the lowest level and considered the true natural ground of Coruscant, covered by a huge cityscape for tens, if not hundreds of thousands of years. The underworld is a truly nasty place, with its diverse inhabitants often breathing in the toxic and hazardous smog, insulated in their lower levels with the only ventilation shafts being holes going to the surface known as portals. These portals can sometimes be the only way to access some of the lower levels of Coruscant. I couldn't imagine closing off one of these portals. A division of Coruscant security force was known as the Underworld Police, where they had to deal with criminals and pests on a daily thanks to the numerous criminal families and syndicates' dealings. The Southern Underground was the underworld of the South Pole of Coruscant, where a 102-story Black Sun Palace operated under their syndicate leader, Prince Zizor. The entirety of Coruscant's underworld was covered in darkness, with the only source of light being artificial for thousands of years. It is said that there are strange artifacts the deeper you go into Coruscant. The surface of Coruscant is completely covered in a worldwide city called Nicomanopolis. The surface was where business was done, and the rich breathed clean, filtered air. As a worldwide city, there were many locations and centers like the Central District, Federal District, Financial District, Port District, and so on and so forth. Cocoa Town was the collective commerce district and where Dex's Diner resides. Monument Plaza was located at level 5216 and existed to the public for thousands of years and features Mount Omit, Coruscant's only non covered mountain peak and the highest point in the Minari Range. The Republic Science and Technical Center was the Galactic Republic's research facility inside its Navy staging area. During the Clone Wars, this is where they held the huge and heavily armored Zillo Beast and where it later broke out. The Oscrew Entertainment District was home to the Outlander Gambling Club, the Rev Ween Comedy Academy Playhouse, and the Voss Gessel Hotel next door. The Oscrew District was also the locations of the Galaxy's Opera House, the Room of Masks, and other theaters. The Shipyard Depot was a large and vast salvage yard full of Star Destroyers and Rebel ships being dismantled for the New Republic in 9 ABY. The Jedi Temple was located in the Senate District and was soon attacked by Darth Vader and the 501st Legion, eventually killing off or driving off the remaining Jedi during Order 66. The Jedi Temple then turned into the Imperial Palace. Through the millennia, the Jedi Temple was destroyed and rebuilt many times. The weather on Coruscant was purely artificial, controlled by a weather control system in the core city. The Senate District was home to the capital of the galactic city located on Coruscant's equator. In the center of the Senate building, it contained a 25,000-year-old grand convocation chamber. These chambers were used by many galactic governments through thousands of years. Worms were native to Coruscant and were parasitic non-sentient worms that fed off electricity and could grow hundreds of meters long. Corridor ghouls lived in the deep underworld sewers that were blind mutated creatures with large ears and sound like a high-pitched human screaming. They were also expert hunters and immune to Jedi mind tricks. Duraslugs were found eating away at the lowest levels of the ancient buildings of Coruscant. These Duraslugs ate stone Duracrete with their long tentacles sensing their area. The stone mite was a metal and stone feeding insect native to Coruscant, deeper forgotten levels. 3 of these stone mites shared one large shell and could generate an electric shock. Hive rats were big, hairless gray rodents with large tusk-like teeth that became horrifically mutated by reactor radiation and ecosystem damage. Hive rats were often littered in large tumors. Much of the underworld and lower levels are covered in parasitic worms called silica parasites, meaning these creatures ate raw minerals or buildings to survive. These creatures included Duracrete worms, Duracrete slugs, shadow barnacles, and granite slugs. Long before Coruscant was a planet-wide city, Coruscant's native species included the sentient Tong and Zell. Coruscant had 4 moons known as Syntrox 1, 2, 3, and Hesperidium. Coruscant's star it orbited was known as Coruscant Prime and was considered tiny. The population of Coruscant was in the trillions with 78% humans and 22% of other sentients. The demonym for Coruscant is Coruscanti. Coruscant was very similar to Earth in this way. Coruscant had 24-hour days and 365 days in a full year. Coruscant sat in 8 known trade routes known as the Carillion Run, Koros Trunk Line, Namadi Corridor, Metellus, Nexus, Perlimian, and Stasia Alley. Coruscant itself was located in the core worlds, the interior region, located in the center of the Star Wars galaxy. Coruscant at one time fell under control of the Sith, but was later liberated by the Jedi during the Old Republic era. The highest level on Coruscant is 5,127. The Jedi Temple was built atop an ancient shrine of the Sith. The dark side energy slowly clouded the Jedi Order within its temple. Coruscant gets its name from a rare, valuable gem known as Coruscant gemstone. Coruscant is the sixth planet from its star, Coruscant Prime, in the Coruscant system. The first mention of Coruscant was in the 1991 expanded universe Heir to the Empire, and first seen in the 1997 Return of the Jedi Special Edition. Coruscant is canonically Qui-Gon Jinn's homeworld. The galactic dating system is all based off of Coruscant's standard full year. Riots broke out all around Coruscant after the Death Star vaporized Alderaan. Most rioters were Alderaanian natives and were soon silenced by Imperial stormtroopers.